Thank you so much for inviting me to speak at your event today. And many congratulations to Fahad and all the team, together with the Bangladesh government and the Embassy of Switzerland, for this launch of the Bangladesh Impact Investment Strategy Action Plan. It's ambitious, it's detailed, and well focused on the key issues. You will already have heard about the GSG, the Global Steering Group for Impact Investing. The GSG brings together influential stakeholders from public and private sectors to collaborate on our mission to shift economies, to deliver positive outcomes for all people and our shared planet. We develop and share the tools of impact management and measurement, results-based finance, where investors are repaid on results, wholesale impact funds to create pools of capital and build the market, and most recently, impact finance to address informal settlements. We develop high-level policy initiatives, such as the G7 Impact Taskforce last year, working on global harmonized standards and regulatory reporting to ensure that impact really is impactful. And most of all, we support the development of national advisory boards for impact, 35 already in place, another 35 on the pathway, with support and extensive shared learning across the countries. And we're proud to say that Bangladesh was the 19th country in the GSG movement, thanks to the able team and their energy to make this happen. Around the globe, impact investing is growing rapidly. $2.3 trillion in the last analysis by the IFC World Bank, and another trillion in sustainability-linked bonds. And a big boost also to blended funds, particularly for the switch from coal to clean energy, such as the Just Energy Transition Partners through the COP series. Impact investing is intentional. It aims to achieve substantial contributions to people and planet, and it's both measurable and measured for the outcomes. Now, in recent years, there's been a global rush to ESG finance, environment, social, and governance, reaching $36 trillion, but with serious concerns on greenwashing and poor practice. Impact investing overcomes this kind of problem through rigorous management and measurement. So much progress, but of course, in a very challenging world at the moment. COVID created direct harms through deaths and poor health, but also indirect harms in breaking down supply chains, most specifically garment supply chains in terms of Bangladesh. And just as we come out of that challenge, we now have the Russian war on Ukraine and all of its consequences: food insecurity, fuel insecurity, fertilizer insecurity. The OECD and the UNDP analysis, should this war continue, suggests a doubling of the number of people in famine, a doubling of people in hunger to reach 1.5 billion people globally, and many countries in default across the next year, as we've already seen with Sri Lanka. Fortunately, there is some progress, thanks to the good diplomacy of Turkey and the United Nations, to open up the food supplies back into the system, but it's not going to be a quick and easy solution. So agricultural technology will be crucial in the year ahead. Technology to show where fertilizer is best used, and then the distribution, storage, reducing waste, best water use, all of the issues around agriculture to ensure that people can get food. The GSG is a market builder, and so is Build Bangladesh, the National Advisory Board for Impact in Bangladesh. Market builders identify challenges and opportunities. They bring together all the relevant actors, from government to private sector, investors to advisors, demand, intermediation, and supply. And since the formation of GSG in Bangladesh in 2018, you have built program after program, building capacity and support, creating an active impact investment market with strong government support, creating useful incentives, creating demand from impact entrepreneurs, and also active, supportive regulators. And now with BSAP, if I can call it that, at this critical stage in your pathway, it's really important to have clear strategic priorities. And that's what I believe you have in your priority intervention areas and the specific strategic recommendations that you've set out. It's important to balance priorities that will strengthen you as a group. For example, amplifying your story to the world, promoting collaboration amongst ecosystem builders, engaging the private sector into impact funds, developing more intermediaries, including impact fund managers, and developing standards for measuring impact. All of these are areas where, when you put in effort, you get more result back. And then there will be areas that take effort from the group that are really high priorities, such as, for example, reaching marginalized groups, where there is less of a energy comeback to the organization. So balancing those two areas is really important so that you get both the highest impact and the development of the organization. I see your plans as well balanced, and I think I would suggest careful thought on which ones come first and which later, to ensure that you get some early wins to build confidence whilst building up capacity to do more over time. You've gone beyond market sizing to identify the opportunities. Your SWOT analysis, your strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats, they show a clear view of the picture, both positive and challenging. And it's excellent news that stakeholders are embracing impact investing and that policymakers and regulators are creating supportive frameworks. But it's also noteworthy that the supply of capital is limited and that the investment readiness and support are insufficient. I think this comes back to your early choices. Which sectors or themes would be most promising and at the same time build confidence in the market and bring in new supporters? I think this is the question for you, and that allows you to build capacity for the next round of sectors. I want to touch on the SDGs, and we've all heard about the SDG finance gaps. Commercial capital is there. There's an astonishing 382 trillion US dollars in total global financial assets. But there's still a 2.5 trillion annual gap to achieve the SDGs. You look at 2.5 to 382 and you think it's there. However, look at the OECD information that showed positive mobilization trends for the least developed and low-income countries from 3.8 billion to 4.6 billion in 2019. Bangladesh was the fourth largest recipient of these funds, mostly by direct investment. And that was good news, boosting your economy towards that middle income status. Though COVID and the war, of course, will have been challenges on this path, and you still need nearly $1 trillion to implement the SDGs up to 2030. Most of it will have to come from domestic capital. We have to rethink our attitude and approach to net zero and the SDGs. The climate catastrophe is not a 2050 thing. It's a now thing. And here in Bangladesh, you know this very well. Flood after flood, disturbed monsoons, heat reaching 50 Celsius. The climate change is hitting people right now. We need climate adaptation, mitigation, and action. And we know from many countries that without a sense of social justice, people will block essential climate actions. Yet at the same time, the biggest growth areas are around people and planet: agriculture, education, healthcare, decent jobs, clean energy. These are all impact areas. And Bangladesh can tap into these opportunities. And BSAP is now taking you forwards. The GSG will be with you all the way. The GSG group of countries around the world will share knowledge and ideas with you, and we'll make sure that you have insight into the big changes in global finance, global harmonized standards, regulatory reporting, impact valuation. These are massive changes for the future, And the GSG can ensure that you have a voice for Bangladesh in the making of these changes, and also an ear to hear what is coming next so that you can plan. And this is your time, Bangladesh's time, to take impact to the next level and to build Bangladesh. Congratulations to you all, launching Bangladesh Impact Investing Strategy and Action Plan. Thank you for having me. And from the GSG, we'll be watching and supporting your growing success. Thank you.